I think home is just somewhere where you can feel comfortable and happy and like safe, cozy. Yeah, home just means like my space, and it's somewhere I can just go and like escape to and just feel really happy, to be honest. So my name's Emma and I live with my boyfriend Gareth here and our dog Flo, who's 2. I work in marketing and Gareth works in procurement, and we've lived in this house for about 2.5 years now. I think my favourite thing about living in Penge is there is a really nice sense of community, and there's really cute nurseries down the road, lots of nice pubs, and often like you'll go to these places and see the sort of same locals and walk in Flow as well. You get to meet like lots of local people with dogs, which is nice. I always want something that feels a little bit different, isn't like totally like off the shelf or standard. And you know, like the artwork that we've got around the house I've just sort of collected over years. Probably got too many, to be honest. There's a whole room upstairs with stuff we've still not got on the walls. And I really like an eclectic mix of stuff and like clashing stuff and stuff that doesn't totally go. Like I brought up, like want to own that rather than have everything matchy-matchy. Hopefully like they are a bit more unique and no one else would have it quite like that. Maybe because it doesn't go and there's a reason for it, but I don't mind. Like I think it's nice to have like an interesting collection of things together. That's what makes me happy. So the house is Victorian terrace, and I think the house originally was split into 2, like an upstairs and a downstairs. So one family lived upstairs and one family lived down. It didn't need loads of work, like it was livable when we moved in, which was good. I think we just like old houses and sort of the character that they bring. A lot of the project that we've done here is mainly focused on downstairs, although we have had to put the bathroom up. So when you come into the house, we had like the living room on the right-hand side. And that was a room that was like really livable. But actually, as the project started and the builders came, they realised that the floorboards were totally rotten. So we had to completely replace the floor in that room and then redecorate. And then the kind of bulk of the works were then sort of the dining room, which was in the middle of the house, and then the rear of the house where we had a sort of long, narrow kitchen before, and then a sort of area of like dead space outside. So essentially we've done a side return extension where we've extended the kitchen out to the perimeter of the garden. We didn't go back anymore. We just kind of kept the back of the house in the same place, but just went out to the side. And previously the downstairs bathroom was like on the end of the kitchen. So we got rid of the bathroom downstairs and we moved the bathroom upstairs to what was sort of our back 3rd bedroom instead. So we've got quite a nice sized bathroom upstairs now, which is really nice. And then the dining room, which was like in the middle of the house before, behind the living room. It was quite a dark room. It didn't get much natural light in there. So instead we decided to cut the dining room in half and split it into 2. So half of what was the dining room is now like a downstairs shower room, toilet, mainly for washing Flo. I'm not sure who else is going to shower there right now. And then the other half of what was the dining room is a small utility room and then a sort of cloakroom area with some built-in storage. I think as a renovator, I'm probably like more of a control freak out of the 2 of us and Gareth. And you know, we moved out for a lot of like the build work, but when we came back and we were sort of still living here and it was half finished, I'd be like, when are they going to do that? Or are they going to leave that like that? Gareth, you need to tell them about this. Hopefully I wasn't like terrible, and I tried not to let the builder see that, the control freak side of me, too much. In terms of our budget for a project, we kind of budgeted like 100 to 120k, like all in for everything. But yeah, we did end up going over that. And I think, you know, a big part of that was the arch doors. Finding Resi actually and realising they could help us almost from start to finish worked out really well. My favourite room in the house, that is a really good question. I think now this room, the sort of kitchen diner, is my favourite. It's just such a social space, and we spend a lot of time like cooking together in here, eating, watching football. The other weekend I invited all my friends over and did like a bottomless brunch, and we had a big like spread in here, which was really nice, and basically didn't leave this room all day because it's such a big sort of social space. Yeah, I love the living room. Yeah, that's probably like my other favourite room of the house. It's just like, it's a real like cosy space. Like that's very much like the living room where we go to chill, watch TV in the evenings, put the candles on. Yeah, so that's like the cosiest space. I think when we first moved in, I knew it wasn't quite like home, if you like. Like there were things that I wanted to do to it to make it ours. Whenever we moved somewhere when we lived together previously, like the first thing you want to do is paint something to put your own stamp on it. Now that we've done all of the work, it does finally feel like home. While we're waiting to do the extension and the project, you kind of get used to what you live with, but it would never felt quite right. There were always bits that we weren't really happy with. So now we've got it to where we like it.